Good afternoon, good evening, family. Good evening, good evening. Oh my God, welcome to the mental house. I am your host, Khadijah. All right, y'all. Y'all know it's nation time, so I had to get in and get my exercise on. And I want to share the story with you because um, this is what happened today. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just at the right place at the right time. I walked into the gas station to get me some water. Some juice, actually. And I heard a lady talking to her little girl because when I came in the door, I don't know, in all honesty or fairness, what happened before I got there. But I heard her saying to her little girl, and you're privileged. And you don't have to accept stuff like that because you're privileged. And I was like, what the? Oh no, right? I'm in the matrix. Oh Lord. But before I could say anything, there was a young lady that was getting her some coffee. And guess what? She didn't have a filter and she heard it and she just absolutely snapped. And I was like, okay, wow. Not in front of the little girl. Even though the mother was totally crazy and wrong, I don't think I wouldn't handle it that way. That's just how she handled it. I'm not putting the right or wrong on it. That's just the way she did it. Um, But all I could think of to myself was there's going to be another generation of racists coming up. And when her mother gets out to the car, the little girl's going to say, why was she so upset? And of course her mom's going to put her spin on it. How the baboons act or whatever. But I just couldn't believe, I was like, wow, did I walk into the matrix? So, you know what it made me think about? It made me think that the only way, in my opinion, in my sincere opinion, one of the ways that we can take our power back is to take our magic back. You might be like, what? I mean, like, because I thought about Sun City. Y'all remember that? I ain't gonna play Sun City. You know, and that is what helped to knock down apartheid in South Africa. Artists refused, black and white, refused to play over there to those segregated audiences, and they said they weren't going to do it anymore. Um, and I think that's very important because that facet, besides the economic boycott, needs to take place. As far as we're concerned, but I think we need allies, and that's what we don't have. We don't have allies. We don't have to be ashamed to be an American. Our ancestors built this country. We don't have to be ashamed to claim America. We don't have to be ashamed of our blood has been shed on this soil. Okay? Just like the Native Americans' blood has been shed. He lost his land. Okay? So we're not in the wrong. These invaders have not been right guardians of the human family. And I kind of like it to, before I'm going to go off tangent just a little bit about taking our power back. But I liken the human family to the bird family, right? You got robins, blue jays, crows, um, cardinals, like my mama, she loved the cardinals. But then you have the vulture. Well, he's a bird, but he's the vulturistic type. He's sitting around waiting for you to die. He's the one that's sucking up off your carcass. He's the one that's trying to but he is still in the bird family. He's just a predator type of bird. So what I liken this to is the vultures, the European control freaks, the ones who are the 1%, the one who keep this white supremacy, this structure of white supremacy going, is the vulture. Most sane and rational people are the other birds in the aviary. All right, the vultures are the problem. They really are. So in my thinking, these are the ones that need to be avoided at all costs, and it's very difficult when you don't produce your own food, when you don't make your own clothes, when you have been a slave that were made to do these things, and then when you were on your own, you forgot. So that means you're totally behind the eight ball, but you have these vultures circling you and circling the drain, and you circling the drain, and they circling you. So the only thing I can think of, because we are at a point where we so far out of the mix because of our abuse, and nobody's ever addressed it, our damage mentally, nobody's ever addressed it, and they keep pouring trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma on top of us. So we are so abused, and that's not to make us feel bad about ourselves and bitter about ourselves. That's to make us love ourselves. Because I want you to know, Willie Lynch, when he put this protocol together for us, he said we will be perpetually miserable forever. So this ain't nothing. It ain't forever yet. He said that unless a phenomenon, read the Willie Lynch paper. He said unless some kind of phenomenon comes along, we got these people where we want them for generation after generation after generation. Because they set the seeds in motion way back then. We can't catch up now. It's impossible. Okay? And they owe us, and they know it. They took all our shit. We worked from sun up to sundown. Our ancestors did. We took all the worst abuse imaginable, but it doesn't matter. We survived it. But in surviving, because we always will, we have lost our place in the human realm of things, and some of us have been driven mad as well. Thus you have all this us eating off each other. Those are just socially engineered victims of white supremacy, and they're victims. So when we start bringing that Chicago stuff up, them are victims. Victims, they're crazy now. Okay, they hate themselves. But I want you to keep remember this key word: unless a phenomenon comes along, a phenomenon that will change them. In my opinion, it's our magic. We got to take our magic back. Our magic is running up and down the courts. Our magic is running up and down the football field. Our magic is singing and filling up arenas. Our magic is what we've given the world. Our magic, from rap music to jazz to blues to R&B, what we've given the world is our magic. And just like artists refuse to play Sun City, and just like my man Stevie Wonder, Stevie don't come out for no bull crap. Yeah, it has to be a real serious feeling for Stevie to really put himself on the line and to come out. And I commend him because he's usually a groundbreaker on it in terms of musicians. And he's one of the reasons that we celebrate MLK today. And I would implore everybody, all the musicians, if you a black musician, a white musician, and you know that you had the Elvis Presley syndrome and you like our music and you like what we do, our magic so much that you decided to feel the music, feel your soul, to break out of that group that you are a part of, to embrace our magic, then you should give back by joining with us to say, hey, you cannot shoot and kill any other black people unarmed, no children unarmed. This has got to stop. And you have to stand with us. You have to do just like Jennifer Aniston did the other day. And I commend my sister. I commend her. I commend people like Jane Elliott. I do, because it is so important that we have some ally. And we don't have any. From what it looks like, we don't have no allies. You know what they do? We join all their new age stuff and all their new wave stuff because they try to tell us to think that that's not an issue and everything is the past. But the past is the present, and those who don't remember the past are doomed to repeat it. It goes on and on and on and on, and don't let them fool you about it. So if Here's a new age way of thinking. Take your magic back. If every person that knew the way they treated us, that was European, is wrong, and they were under the sound of my voice, and they said, you know what? I don't blame Stevie Wonder for not wanting to play here. I'm Justin Timberlake, and I'm not going to play there no more. I'm Sam Smith, and I'm not going to play there. I'm Pink, and I'm not going to play there. I'm Lady Gaga, and I'm not going to play there. I'm Garth Brooks, and I'm not going to play, because I don't care if you sing country western. If you think it's unjust what they're doing, then I don't understand why this is such a problem. And if you love our magic, then you would say, I'm not going to play Sun City. I'm not going to play. These are the people who brought literature to the world. These are the people who brought music to the world. And I'm a beneficiary of everything that these people have gave to the planet. LeBron James and the Michael Jordans and all those guys, they are really not worthless and I don't want to be disrespectful, but to me, I decided that I'm not going to run up and down the court, and everybody on that team follows suit, and every team in the NBA follows suit. We would have a social breakdown, and that's a phenomenon. That's the phenomenon that is going to take, and the only thing that is going to take is to appeal. We've always been the moral compass of this world. We the first, and we're going to have to always lead by example, and we got the battle scars to prove it. But guess what? The world will follow our lead again, because what you see now is not a reality. It's a false reality. It's a false reality of a few greedy oligarchs that want to starve the whole human family. They just starving us first, but the rest of them gonna get it too. Oh, and don't think by you being complicit and not saying nothing about my Holocaust, don't think that it's not gonna come for you, because it is. Because these oligarchs and this 1% of greedy sociopaths, psychopaths, don't care about anything but money. And so, but they have to have us to feed off of, and we have to be complicit, and we have to, and it's either by omission or commission, whichever one. That's the only way they can continue to be successful, by feeding off us. But if we decide to take our power back by taking our magic back, who knows? Who knows? I know one thing. It will start a heartbeat all over this world that will just put the light on who the real blood shedder of the planet really is, and what we're going to do to stop it, to take our world back. Not just our country back, our world back. Now, maybe, what did John Lennon say? You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Sounds good, don't it? Alright. But reality is, wake up. And it's a wake-up call. Alright. I'll talk to y'all later. See you next time in the mental house. Be blessed. Bye-bye.